Okay, so I went ahead and just glued my 2 pieces of paper on. Now I'm going to put score tape on here on the inside. Burnish it down. Finger pressing works pretty well. Okay, so now if you do have an up and down, make sure that you have it correctly. And I'm going to take this off, and I want to center this a little bit back down this way. Make sure I can see the fold line all the way up and all the way down. I think that's good. Fold it over. There. Okay. Now, because I've got the exposed tape, I'm going to go ahead and get it into the book, even though I'm not finished with it. Because I still have 2 different areas that have to have paper put on them. Oops, sorry, moved the camera. And we're centering the green paper because my flaps, these smaller flaps on the inside, are actually as long as the black paper is. So you want to center your green paper, which is going to leave you, put something, hold on. Come on. Put this over here, which is going to leave you a border. So that's, now if you want to, because oops, see, I laid it down. I'm not ready for you yet, but I didn't push. There we go. Okay. If you wanted to make this the same size, that's fine, but I just thought it would be fine to blend in with the black and just have this have the ridge around it. Okay, but that's totally your call. Alright, so let's take this off. And now these are a little more reinforced, having all of this around its a little bit on the edge. I'm sorry. Having all of these ends pulled over and stuff, it's made that a little more substantial. Alright, let's also make sure that we're putting the right sides down. I got glue on, hold on. I don't want to touch anything. Oh, really? Oh, Lord, Lord, Lord. I am centering my green paper and making sure that this end is lined up both top and bottom. Oh, holy Hannah. Got glue on both fingers and didn't even know it. I'm going to flip both of these up and push all of this down. So you can see, yep, you can. There we go. You can see here I've got a nice border on this page. So you're going to be able, on day 22, you've got 1 to 2 pictures depending on how you cut. You got pictures here, pictures here, pictures here, 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 or journaling. I am going to put little tags underneath these things and then flip, and you can put a picture here. So day 22 is a good bit of real estate for pictures. Now I can remove this. Now what I'm interested in doing is I want to get the day 22 on here, and I really kind of like it right here. Well, that's going to interfere with that. I could take it down. But you know what? Anything I do, gluing it down is going to encumber a good picture right here. So what about if, and I don't have enough room really to get enough glue on there and still be able to slide this under. So let's do, where's my things? Here we go. Let's do, well, this is our background page. The Swervies. See? Okay. So, let's put this on black. Is that wide enough? No. No. I don't want to use my larger pieces. That's not big enough. Come on. Come on. There we go. Okay. I'm going to put this on here and cut it out. That's a little too big. Okay, so there's that. Then I'm going to get my scoreboard and see if I can do this. Line that up. Okay, and fold over. It doesn't matter if it's not absolutely perfect because you're not going to see the one side. Alright, so let's see. Here's my 22. So I can put 22 on there. I'm just covering up the date. So I can hang the 22 down like that. I think that would be really cute. And just hang it here. And then over here, you're going to see this. And it's going to give you a little journaling space. Cute. Okay. So there you go. Let's get that done. And I'm only going to put glue just right in the middle. Okay. A little bit down on both sides, because the whole idea is to be able to slide the picture underneath this. And I want the date, the word date, yeah, I want that. And I'm just holding it. I'm not pushing it down because I don't want that glue to get too far, because you need to be able to push the picture up underneath it. Just holding it for a second. Again, I'm not pushing hard, I'm just holding. Let's see. Okay. Alright. Now, I'm just going to take off the sticky back Put some glue on the upper end of this, all the way across. Ha 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 ha. I still don't have my powder buddy. So I'm going to slide this underneath here because I don't want this to stick. I'm going to see how much is going to yeah, we'll put it like that. Okay. So nose glue is coming off. And let me find my picture. And you will get the majority of it up in there. The glue spread down just a little further than I wanted it to. But you will just have to cut the photo off just a little bit, so it will be fine. Okay, so here I'm going to do this, but I'm going to have to cut into another piece because I've only got room for one, but I thought that was really pretty. And then here, that would work. Trying to look at what I have already cut, and I'm really getting short on pieces. Oh, I think that'll work well. Or there's that. I honestly don't think I've used this for anything, so I think I will use this side. So I'm going to cut those, and that's really the only reason I'm using that instead of that, because I think both would look fine. But this hasn't been used, and I mean we're getting close to the end. I've got 23, 24, and then 25 is across both here, and this will leave me a little strip of this, so I will choose a strip that's going to have the most, you know, like here's that, or there's that, or there's that, depending on, you know, which way I do this, okay? I'm gonna definitely have to do it this way. And I think I don't think I'm gonna have enough without adding some kind of strip of something. And this might be where I'll bring in the octagon shapes again and just put those in there since I've incorporated it here. So I'm going to go ahead and finish those last two little parts, and I'll be back and show you what I finished, what I did. Alright guys, it's just cutting it and pasting it. It's no biggie. Okay, so I cut and glued these down, and that's just as simple as that. Oh, and here, this little piece that of the border that wasn't complete bent over, and I had to cut it off. I'm also going to do the same thing with this. I'm just going to snip it right where it's going to make sense for that. And that way they're centered, they look very similar, but yet we're not going to get a bunch of, see this one here? It is bent over already. So I'm just going to clip these right where, again, right where it makes sense, so that the other, so that this snowflake just looks normal. Do the same thing here. There we go. Okay, so now they look very similar anyway, very centered, and that's good. Now for here, now another thing I wanted to tell you is if you want to use magnets with all these, go right ahead. I tend to not use magnets because my feeling is once you get pictures on these, they're going to be heavy enough and you're not going to really need the magnets. Pictures do weigh these things down considerably, and just sitting in the book, the weight of the book on itself will eventually have these where they lay down nicely. And I've also found that if you truly do get pictures on every spot where you can put pictures, a lot of times the magnets stop working. So you do need to think strategically when you're putting magnets where you would put it so you have the most amount of contact ability, you know, so that the photos, you know, in mine there's not really a lot of spare room because you're going to have a photo here which pretty much covers everything. You're going to have a photo here which is going to cover everything, you know, unless they don't do that. If you make a journaling spot, then you could put a magnet here and use that, but who's to say they're not going to put photos there? So I tend to just use gravity as my friend. Anyway, so now I've also cut these two out. This one was a little short. So I had from a previous thing that I was going to try and do, I have this. So I cut it out and I'm going to center it and cut it off and use it to get the 1/8 of an inch that I need so that they're both the same with the edging. Okay, so I also see where I've got a old pencil mark. It needs to get cut off. Okay, so since I have a pencil mark there, oh no, you can see words, they got to be up this way. Okay, so I'm just going to bring this down about 1/8 of an inch, and that's going to be all I need. And I'm going to cut the rest off. Okay, and then I'm going to put well, let's do it this way. I'm going to put a little bit of glue down on the bottom of the page, because this would be another great little spot. Another great little spot to put a little tag. And I think that will give me, yes, okay. I'm just gonna, this got, there we go. There we go. Okay. And now, oh, let me snip that little, there we go. Okay, so that's really cute, but you know what? Since I've thought about it, this is this, and I can totally, let's take this one. I keep forgetting about these things until it's too late, and I haven't used one in a while. Okay, so pokey tool. And I'm not gonna, you know, this isn't gonna be like glued down or anything, so you'll be able to slide a photo underneath it. This is thicker paper. Slide that in. I do want the lines to go horizontally, or do I want them to go vertically? No, let's do horizontal. I'm a horizontal girl. Alright, and then we're going to smush them down so they're as flat as they'll go. Okay? And now you will still be able to slide a photo up underneath it, slide a tag underneath it, and you can slide underneath there. Okay, so that'll be really cute on there. There we go. Okay, oh, let me do my edges. Okay. And glue. And make sure we get glue on the add-on where we're extending our paper out. There's always a way to make your paper longer or wider. Okay, that's an old piece of glue. And there we go. Just want to line it up with this one so they look similar. I've got some glue coming out, so I'm trying not to push real hard just yet, because I don't want to lose the glue out from underneath my paper. And another thing I don't like about working in a book is when you're pushing on this, like you want to push on it, and you're pushing it over all this, you're making your pages warp. So don't do that. Try really hard not to do that. You want your pages to remain straight. Okay? So if you have to find a different way to push on it, you know, if you're doing something after you've installed it into your book. Because if you ever noticed where some of your pages are like pushed off to one side, it's probably because you've done that. Okay? Alright, there's 22 in all its glory, and you get lots of pictures in there. Alright, thanks guys for watching. We'll do 23 next. I forgot one thing. I want to put this trim here just to kind of fill in a little bit of a blank, and just to, and I will be putting the trim through the book, but this is the first time it's just like yelled at me, oh, we need trim right here. So I am going to cut off the sticky part, and I'm going to try okay, and then we're going to put some glue. If you have Fray Check or whatever, that's great. Use that. Putting some glue right on the bits and pieces. Come on, there we go. So that they won't fray. I'm going to leave it this side, and we're going to take it all the way from the top to the bottom. And I'm going to cut right there. And I'll put tape back on that piece, just a little piece so it won't fray. And then I'm going to put some glue on this end. And if you need to squish it into the glue, please do so. But this side's really good. This side I didn't really turn it over and look when I cut it, so I didn't cut it very well. But I got enough glue in there. So I'm going to let that sit for a second. I'm going to go ahead and put the glue right down the edge of the paper. There we go. And then I'm going to lay it down, and I want it to go this way. You can pick a trim and do whatever you would like. And I am not squishing this down, I'm just making sure it's getting into that glue, and I'm just going to leave it alone. Just going to make sure I've got it centered and that it is straight. There's nothing more eye-catching than a trim, but it's also eye-catching if your trim is not straight. And one thing you can do is take a ruler and put it right up to it, and push or pull it into a straight line. There we go. Alright, I'm just going to let that dry, and that'll be the end of 22. See you for 23 again.